Year 2016 marked a special achievement for Damle Safaris. Road trip across Africa was successfully completed, and this was recognized by India Book of Records. Another record journey was completed. This was across Latin America. Australia trip was for 2019. We at Damle Safaris were busy planning this road trip. Minute details were studied. Expertise of all participants was on stake. Daily travel distance, stay, other logistics were verified. Finally, 7 travel freaks flew to Melbourne and onward to Launceston, Tasmania. Prasad and Vaishali Atle joined us in Tasmania. Every inch, Tasmania has amazing nature, panoramic views, and several walking trails. Leamington Lodge is near Cradle Mountains and has a serene rainforest environment. Iconic Cradle Mountain is a place of exceptional natural beauty in the heart of the Tasmanian wilderness. It's a World Heritage Area. Hobart, capital of Australia's island state of Tasmania. Fressinet National Park is on the east coast of Tasmania. Secluded Sleepy Bay and views of Tasman Sea are indeed mesmerizing. White stretches of sand include the friendly beaches. It's a truly magical place. Melbourne is a blend of bustling laneways. There is always a sense of excitement here. Our driving on the mainland involved off-road driving through central desert. We hired two 4x4 Prados, rough and tough vehicles. Displaying our travel map and name was our branding, and we had similar for all our trips before too.
Especially here at Cooper Pedy. Okay. It's amazing. It's all mines.
Flag off for drive across Australia was done by Honourable Consulate General of India in Melbourne. Tasmania part was done before this. The Great Ocean Road is a stretch of 234 kilometers on southeastern coast from Torquay up to Allen's Ford. This scenic road is listed as Australian National Heritage. The road travels via Anglesey, Lorne, Apollo Bay and Port Campbell. We prepared and indulged in Puneri Misal for breakfast. Our journey continued to natural limestone and sandstone rock formations of the 12 Apostles. This is a collection of limestone stacks off the shore. They were formed by erosion. The harsh and extreme weather conditions from Southern Ocean gradually erode the soft limestone to form caves and the cliffs. Mount Gambier is a city in the southern east corner of South Australia. It is known for volcanic landscape and crater lakes. One of these, Blue Lake, turns cobalt blue in summer. The amphitheater sinkhole contains a lush sunken garden. Victor Harbour is a coastal town in South Australia. Ferries from here take you to Kangaroo Island. Flinders Chess National Park is known for striking coastal rock formations like a sculpted remarkable rocks and stalactite covered Admiral's Arc. A group of American sailors camped for 4 months in this area during 1803 and they gave the name American River. You can see many exotic birds and native animals. It's a protected nature reserve, home to native wildlife like sea lions, koalas, and diverse bird species. Kangaroo feeding is attraction here. Our trip was successful due to teamwork and mutual support. We started from Kangaroo Island to Prasad Atle's home. En route, we took a stop at Handorf. Settled in 19th century by Lutheran migrants, it is known for its original German-style architecture and artisanal food. The paradise is situated in the mountains overlooking Adelaide. Our stay at Barossa Valley was to experience local culture. The Barossa Valley is a renowned wine producing region northeast of Adelaide. Australian roads are known for road trains. These 55 meters or more long trucks are challenging to overtake. On the outback, some days we drove as much as 700 kilometers without any cafe, petrol station, or settlement. We had packed food, water, and diesel in cans for such stretches. The Australian outback is more beautiful than you ever imagined. Outback travel gives sense of infinite vastness. Very long stretches of road with no facilities and sometimes not much to look at except endless horizon. A sense of isolation, intense personal reflection, vast horizon, blue sky, and wildlife. We reached up to Lake Eyre. It is the lowest point in Australia at 49 feet below sea level. Coward Springs is a former railway station. It has been privately developed as a camping ground. The name officially refers to a mound spring located nearby. With buzzing flies around us, we had coffee and breakfast. Traveling on the Udna Data track was most challenging. Came across quirky outback towns, roadhouses, isolated cafes having their own characters. Met an American couple. The lady was aiming to cover distance from Darwin to Adelaide by running, and her husband was following her on tricycle.
What was your exciting experience? Like you came across some problem, some
Yes, we've had some problems.
like
About 2 weeks ago, we were on a road north of here that was very, very sandy. We were covering maybe
2 miles an hour.
2 miles an hour,
Oh.
pushing the bike through the sand.
Kubarpedi town is referred as opal capital of the world. It is renowned for its below ground residences called dugouts, which are built in this fashion due to the scorching daytime heat.
कुबरपेडीचं हे जे अंडरग्राऊंड हॉटेल आहे तिथे आम्ही राहिलो. तिथला हा त्यांचा डायनिंग एरिया आहे जिथे हे हॉटेल तयार केलेलं आहे. त्याला केव हॉटेल असं म्हणतात. आणि इथे कुबरपेडीला ऐन उन्हाळ्याच्या 3-4 महिने किंवा त्याहीपेक्षा जास्त काळ दिवसाचं तापमान ॲव्हरेज 45 डिग्रीपेक्षा जास्त असतं. त्यामुळे त्यांनी ह्या पद्धतीचं अंडरग्राऊंड केव हॉटेल तयार केले.
This is a whole town in Australia that lives underground. As the life above ground is tough, summer temperature goes above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The population of this town is 1760. The Kanku Breakaways Conservation Park is a protected area. Park covers almost 15,000 hectares featuring majestic arid scenery. It consists of colorful low hills which have broken away from the Stuart Range. The lookout highlights the open spaces and colorful environment. The setting sun changes the desert colors, creating photogenic scenes. Uluru is also known as Ayers Rock. It's a large sandstone rock formation. It is sacred to the Aboriginals people of the area. The area around the formation is home to an abundance of springs, waterholes, rock caves, and ancient paintings. It is listed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. The sandstone formation stands 348 meters high, rising 863 meters above sea level, with most of its bulk lying underground, and has a total perimeter of 9.4 kilometers. Kata Juta is also known as Ulgas, is a group of large domed rock formations. Alice Springs is a remote town in Australia's Northern Territory, halfway between Darwin and Adelaide. Australia has around 360 recognized species of termite, and a lot of them are mound builders. The mounds are essentially enormous piles of termite poop. Australians think it's very funny to put clothes on termite mounds. Decorating these mounds has started recently. Barclay Homestead is a remote roadhouse situated on Barclay Highway, halfway between Tennant Creek and Camoville, and the only place to stay over on the way. We reached Mount Isa, a city in the Gulf Country region of Queensland, Australia.
Why this is written?
So the truckies mugs are for the truck drivers. It's for so that they can feed your coffee to keep them going while they are driving. And they're to use these mugs.
And it's free for them.
That's free for them. Yes.
Thank you.
Tourism office in Mount Isa suggested us to visit Mary Kathleen. So we took a detour. Mary Kathleen was first settled during 1860s. Uranium was discovered here. High percentage of copper oxide gives this amazing color. Later, by the end of 1984, the township, mine and mill were dismantled and closed. From Mount Isa, as per our original plan, we were to go to Longreach. Due to some confusion, our booking was done at Winton. Number of dinosaur fossils were found in and around Winton. We saw more than 100 cars on the road. It was a rally for the cause of cancer. Roadside pubs were buzzing with rally participants. Every evening, pubs were crowded with local ranchers and tourists passing through. Most of the people here are farmers and ranchers. we met an American group of travelers. They were on a road trip across Queensland. Longreach town mayor was zapped when we told him about our 37 days road trip. He walked up to our cars and suggested to visit Barcaldine and Alpha towns on the way. It's a rural town having population of 1,422 people. Barcaldine lay on the traditional tribal lands. It played a significant role in the Australian labour movements.
डिस्प्ले देखो कितना अच्छा किया है।
इसको 2003 में अवार्ड मिला है।
पुरानी चीजों को उन्होंने पेंट करके रख दिया अच्छे से।
The landmark is Tree of Knowledge. The tree grew outside the railway station for about 180 years until it was poisoned in 2006. Alpha describes itself as the gateway to the west. It is known as one of the richest cattle raising area, having population of 335 inhabitants.
दे तिला तिचं.
Yes, one lovely to meet you. Now this is a small gift for you. Oh,
This lady was on tourism job of welcoming all bypassers and make them comfortable by offering coffee, tea, cookies and sweets at gratis. Our outback desert travel got over at Bundaberg. It is on the east coast, having prosperous farmlands and famous for Bundaberg rum. Most of the hotels we stayed had similar layout, parking for cars in front of the rooms. We went offshore by flying to Lady Elliot Island. It is part of the Great Barrier Reef. It's located within the green zone of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. It was very tough to do snorkeling as the sea was rough and turbulent. Coffee stops were comforting on such long drives. Visit to Nitin and Aarti Bhogle, my cousin brother's restaurant at Noosa Heads, was specially to celebrate Diwali festival.
Thank you so much. Mama,
Aussies are passionate for the beach. They wouldn't miss a plunge.
नुसा हेड हेस्टिंग स्ट्रीटचं हे संध्याकाळचं लाइटिंग आहे. इथेच पुढे गेलं की नितीनचं आणि आरतीचं काली गव्हर्मेंट इंडियन रेस्टॉरंट आहे. आत्ता हा सगळी सजावट अशीच कायम नेहमीच असते का अशी?
हो हो.
असं म्हणूया आपल्याला दिवाळीसाठी त्यांनी केलेली आहे आमच्या.
Curiosity over the map got many people to strike a conversation on our trip.
I love it. She's what we do, you know. She's a good friend of mine. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice trip. That's a nice trip to the overseas. That's lovely, eh? So I'm pleased.
You were asking about this.
हे ग्लास हाऊस इको लॉज सनशाईन कोस्टवरचं जिथे आम्ही राहिलो होतो होते रूम्स आणि त्या कॉटेजेसचं हे सगळं परिसर आहे.
We observed that kangaroos were more active during morning and evening hours.
ये दोनों है ना, ये दो
Feeding birds is an interesting experience. Byron Bay is mainland Australia's easternmost town to see first sunrise every day of the year. In 1788, the first fleet of convicts, led by Arthur Phillip, founded Sydney as a British penal colony. Sydney, capital of New South Wales and one of Australia's largest cities. It is best known for its harbourfront, Sydney Opera House, with a distinctive sail-like design. It's a magnetic city. The Blue Mountains is a rugged region west of Sydney, known for dramatic scenery. It encompasses steep cliffs, eucalyptus forest. Trek to Honeymoon Bridge was challenging, however the views were outstanding. The Blue Mountains are so named because from Sydney they appear blue. The 545-meter scenic cableway is best for viewing iconic rock formations, Three Sisters. The steepest passenger railway in the world slides at 50 degrees angle is at Blue Mountains. Sydney Marathi Air, a local radio station, took our interview on the Australian road trip. Mr. Vijay Joshi was the host for this talk show. Visiting his home was very significant for us. Vijay suggested us not to miss Canberra, capital city of Australia. Australian Parliament is easy to approach for all visitors. Jindabyne is a town in southeast New South Wales, Australia, on the banks of Lake Jindabyne. Jindabyne is one of the highest settlements of its size in Australia. Australia's highest peak is in its mountain ranges. Lake entrance, which lies almost at sea level and adjacent to Tasmanian Sea. It has the largest number of inland waterways in the southern hemisphere, having 354 square kilometers area. Phillip Island is a tourist destination visited by 3.5 million people annually. White sands, cobalt blue waters attract tourists here for sunbathing, swimming and surfing. At Summerland Beach, spectators gather daily at sunset to watch the penguin parade, when little penguins come ashore in groups. Tourists can only observe the penguin parade as cameras are prohibited. With 3 ladies in our group of 7, we were anxious if they would be able to cope up with an average of 450 kilometers on daily basis, entailing 7 to 8 hours. Added to it, the awkward meal timings. However, we were fortunate to have done all this comfortably.